Hey guys, sometimes it seems like the heavens are just brass. I mean, we pray and we pray, but it feels like we're just not getting through. Is something interfering with our prayer life, like unforgiveness, holding a grudge against someone, which we discussed back in season 2? Or does our unlimited access to God only seem to be blocked because we don't understand his response or lack thereof? Now, I know we all hate that feeling of being cut off or disconnected. Nowadays, everyone is so connected to everyone and everything through the internet and social media. So, looking at your phone and seeing no bars is really frustrating. And then there are times when you realize that you're in a place where you're connected to a Wi Fi network, but you're not getting access to the web because you first have to sign into that network. It's an extra hoop technologically that is irritating to have to jump through, especially in our modern day of instant gratification, but it's a necessary one. The always open line of communication with God can be similar to this. If our focus is not clearly where it should be, well, we may forget the need to stay signed in, so to speak. By this I mean we have to remain aware of God's nature, his character, personality. Otherwise, we end up misinterpreting his response or mistaking his silence for a bad connection. Hello? Hello, are you there? Hello? Make no mistake, God is always there. He's always listening. And he always hears our prayers. And he definitely always cares about our circumstances. 1 Peter 5:7 says, "Cast your anxiety on him, for he cares for you." And Psalm 55, verse 22 says, "Cast your cares on the Lord, and he will sustain you. He will never let the righteous fall." Okay, so if he hears me, then why doesn't he answer? And if he really cares about me and my situation, then, well, how come he hasn't helped me? Know this, God actually does always answer our prayers. Sometimes the answer is yes, and that's pretty easy to know when it happens. Then sometimes his answer is either no, or he chooses to answer differently than we prayed for. See, God sees the big picture of our lives. Of course, he knows when what you're asking is not the best thing for you or for whomever you're praying for. Or maybe it's just that he sees the negative things that could occur if he were to give you what you're asking. Or hey, maybe he just has something better in mind for you. If God doesn't do what we ask, we have to remember that he has a good plan and a purpose for everything in our lives, and he only wants the very best for us. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." We have to remember that God is looking at everything from an eternal perspective. Our time here on earth is meant to prepare us for eternity. And God cares about our physical needs, of course, but he is infinitely more concerned about our spiritual needs and growth. This is why knowing God's character and knowing his promises are so important. When we have faith and trust in him, well, we can rest assured that he indeed hears our prayers. He sees all of our needs, and he is faithful to answer according to his will. His will. His will, which is always the best. Oh, and then sometimes his answer is wait. That's next time on the GC. So wait for it. So if he hears me, then why doesn't he answer? Wait for it.